energy if you need it.
Copy, copy.
Stay cool, man, you've done a good job.
We can take a look now. Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin. Goodness me, they're completely off the racing line. To have been a lock-up. Let's take a look at the replay. Now just focus on the Haas. It's a lock-up, and that could be costly. The team are
We just need to charge up.
Copy.
Okay, energy's good.
Yeah. Yes, I was muted. It remuted my pad because of having to re-sign out and sign back in again as a network. Okay, that's very weird. Welcome back, everybody. So, for those of you who were wondering what happened there and didn't hear me because I was muted while I was explaining, I got forced signed out of the PlayStation Network because they've updated the terms and services. So because I streamed via the network, it instantly ended the stream and logged me out of my console, and it also logged me out of my phone as well. So I had to log back in on both devices, go through the terms and services and accept the updates to that before I could sign back into the network to then restart the stream. So yeah, nothing wrong with Mr. Waters' internet, who thought it was playing up. Nothing wrong with my internet, which I was wondering at first. Just Sony being Sony. Yeah, their timing could have been better. Oh, I still didn't get the move done. I don't want to tell Vesti to pull over because he'll lose so much time, he'll immediately drop out of DRS range. I don't want to spend battery because I've only just got that charge back up. Probably thought it would affect no one at this hour. No, I think it's just, it's not the time, and this is still peak gaming hours for, you know, a lot of UK residents. I think it's just because, you know, I haven't signed out of the network for a very long time, you know.
Loads of energy.
Alright, well there we go, both drivers are now free to go at it, so let's leave them to it. And let's at least let them earn some experience points against each other for attacking and defending. We haven't really got anything else to fight for in this Grand Prix. Knew it was going to be a rough race, but I didn't think it would be worse than Spa.
We're not okay on fuel.
Yeah, copy.
Which is how it's shaking out at the moment. We really are struggling for pace at the moment. In terms of top speeds, I don't think the underfloor is going to give us that much of a boost. It's more the cornering and dirty air performance boosts I'm hoping are going to be substantial in terms of, for us, at any rate. Our inability to follow in dirty air is really hurting us this season. And just our low speed in cornering in general doesn't help. Yeah, we're strongest in the low speed stuff, and there aren't many circuits that are dominated by low speed cornering. There's only one more left of those in the season, and the advantage that we had in the low-speed cornering is being chipped away at by the other teams, while we are yet to really make any real inroads in improving our medium and high-speed performance, where we are severely lacking. And those kind of corners dominate the the F1 calendar. So yeah, really need this new floor to work. I mean, Vesti's pace isn't horrible at the moment. He's doing the same as Tsunoda, but he's obviously lost a bit of time to Tsunoda. Ricciardo had a very slow lap. What happened to him? Was it just getting lapped and in an awkward place last lap? See what he does across the line this time round. Norris is way too fast for us at the moment. So Schumacher, Ricciardo does a 15.1, Tsunoda a 15.1. Drogovic is struggling to stay with Vesti. Vesti with a 14.9, Drogovic with a 15.4. I don't understand where Felipe's pace is really gone. He is the quicker of the two drivers, but this is what I think is... This is the problem with the lack of dirty air performance we're seeing. Because they've obviously increased how potent the dirty air effect is, when they did the safety car patch and the DRS, changes. Felipe, who is the quicker of the two drivers, is half a second slower because he cannot follow in the dirty air, because the performance of our car in the dirty air is appalling. And it's just costing him time, and he's fallen out of the DRS range. It's very bizarre. If the drivers were the other way round, it would be Vesti who would be dropping off the back of Felipe. Wouldn't be able to stay with him. So, given that, I think the next upgrade for the car that we work on is going to be a front wing. It's probably not going to have ours, I don't know. I want to see how the new floor looks before I commit to that decision. But it does mean I'll lose a few days of development time waiting for that floor, because I could start a new wing with ours as soon as this Grand Prix finishes. Or I'd have to wait 4 more days before I could get the underfloor. 4 days is 4 days, Can be the difference between getting a part for a Grand Prix or having to wait for the next one. Alright, we're getting into the pit window territory. Drogovic's tyres are a little bit more worn. Fuel is not an issue for our drivers, they have been lapped. And you can see how far ahead Sainz is already compared to where we are. He's going through the second DRS straight there and into the hairpin chicane combo. He's almost half a lap ahead of us again. Almost. Let's have a look further down the grid. Leclerc's up to 10th now. Verstappen's up to 7th. Hamilton's up to 6th. Those guys have really cut through the field, but Sainz and Perez have just steamrolled away with this race with no real challenge from either of their teammates. Russell, the closest car to them in 3rd, is 26 seconds off the back of them. It's a long way. Let's have a look at tyres. They're all on hard tyres, and I think everyone who's on hard tyres, with the exception maybe of Alonso, is probably one stopping. Alonso I'm not sure about, but I think everyone else is going to go for just the one, you know, it's just one stopping, and they won't be stopping again. We, on the other hand, are going to have to stop again, as is Tsunoda. So it looks like there's only 3 cars doing the 2-stop strategy here, and it is not working out for any of us. We will have significant grip advantage when we do pit, but I mean, we're going to come out barely ahead of Latifi. And Drogovic is just falling further and further behind. There's got to be something wrong for him to be that far off the pace now. Is it the engine just wearing down a bit more? Oh!
Safety car.
Hello, safety car.
Yeah.
Oh, that changes everything.
Car in the wall.
Yeah, copy.
Here's the replay.
It's Yuki.
Now let's look at this. The focus on Tsunoda.
He's been having terrible luck these last few races.
You
Oh,
weren't
that's a big
expecting
hit.
that.
It's a very big hit. That's what took him out in FP1.
The team
Exactly
are
the same
really
crash.
disappointed with that.
All right. We're going to get to unlap ourselves as well.
Yeah, copy.
We just need to charge up.
Okay, copy.
Right, so where is
Yeah, take
the
it easy.
safety car compared to the leaders? Where is Sainz? Sainz is going to get picked up this lap. So, we want to pit this lap.
Energy's good.
It's a little earlier than I would have liked to do it, but... Oh, actually,
Box.
I could go mediums again. No, soft is going to be the way to go. I'm pretty sure of that. Let me check. Yeah, soft is definitely going to be the way to go.
Box.
Yeah, copy. One.
Who would have thought it possible for Yuki to do a Yuki? I know, it just came out of nowhere. Completely unexpected. So this is going to drop us behind Albon and Zhou.
Yeah, I'm entering the pit.
Copy.
Yuki was the only other car on a on a 2-stop. With, you know, everyone else is probably 1-stopping, with the possible exception of Alonso, who might have to do a late dash for a set of softs at the end, depending on his tyre wear. With this safety car and him saving tyres, that might not even be necessary. He may now 1-stop to the end. I kind of hope he does, because it's going to slow down everyone behind him. So we're now the only team on brand new soft tyres. Everyone else is on medium tires, sorry, on hard tires of various degrees of warm. There is a look at the tyre menu there, so you can see we're going to have a 25 to 30% advantage in terms of grip, in terms of tyre life. Obviously we're going to have substantial improvement in grip on soft tyres against hard tyres, so we should be faster than all the cars ahead of us. Who is caught up behind the safety car? So all these guys here, up to Norris, have been lapped. So these guys will get released by the safety car, as will we, and then it'll be a case of these are the cars that we'll be able to fight against. I don't think, unless we get an extended run with a safety car, I don't know if we're going to be able to catch up to the train again to be able to have a chance at the cars that are behind us, but technically ahead of us. So from Alonso up, basically, there is Alonso. So I don't think we'll be in for, well, we might, if it depends, like I said, if we get lucky and the safety car stays out for a while, as the lap cars now get the instruction. If we get lucky and we get the chance to actually catch the back of the field, then anything's possible. Maybe points. Maybe. If we get another safety car in about 10 laps time, I think we'll see a few cars diving in for tyres. And then all bets are off as to whether we can hang on or not. And the answer will probably be no. We still haven't got through yet. Only one car's got through so far, that's Norris. There we go. A few more starting to find their way through. So Norris has got a big head start on the rest of us here in terms of making his way through the grid. Oh! We've got an engine blow up happening in front of us. Joe's engine must be falling to bits. Or is that a gearbox maybe? Oh, this is terrible. It's terrible for us because we're going to be stuck behind him and we can't go past him under the safety car. We want to look at lap history. We want to look at Joe. And we want to look at the car. Oh, it's his engine. Look at his... It's at 3%. Oh, man, that engine is going to let go at some point. It might happen in this race. It's very rare you see an engine throwing out smoke like that because it, you know, the cars don't usually last that long. The smoke's getting a bit darker as well. It was white smoke at first, now it's going darker grey. I don't think Joe's going to be able to last out this Grand Prix if that carries on like that.
You can stop, lift and coast.
Okay, copy.
Safety car will be in this lap.
Okay, copy.
So we just need to push now.
Copy.
Push more.
Full firm.
So yeah, we weren't going to be able to close the gap. And because of the really slow getting through past the safety car. We have lost a lot of ground to the cars that we were potentially going to be fighting against to move up. The safety car's in. No overtaking until we cross the start-finish straight, and that applies to us trying to get past Joe as well. We can't pass him until we cross the start-finish line. Which is why I'm not pushing right now. There's no point. He won't retire until his engine lets go completely. He'll keep going until that engine just gives up completely. Which... is... might not happen this race, actually. He's only lost, what, 2%? His engine came in at 5% at the start of this Grand Prix, and it's down to 3%. He's going to make it to the end. He's just going to be slow. But the annoying thing is, we're not really closing him down.
Use energy if you need.
Copy.
We're going to have to use a battery just to get into clear air. He's still lapping faster than Albon and Ricciardo, even with an engine that's pretty much exploded.
DRS will be active.
Alright, we won't get any DRS until this point on the next lap. So we've got to do this the hard way. And we might not have any battery left by the time we're in a position to actually have a go at it. Let's see, can we make the move?
We need to charge DRS.
Copy.
Come on, get the move done. Ah, it's just so painful. Alright, finally. Looks like we're going to get the move done. No way, come on. Ah, that's ridiculous. Right, finally, we've got the move done.
That's it.
Aston Martin with a great
Long
play
way
there.
to go
They've
now
moved
to
up a
catch
place.
up to the cars in front that we were hoping to be battling. Norris, to his credit, has almost caught the back of the pack.
Use energy.
Yeah, copy.
Energy if you need it.
Copy.
Let's focus. Doing a good job, that's going to help you.
Looks like
Right, we
Aston
finally got
Martin
both of our
have
cars
just gained a
through.
race position.
No saving required.
Yep, copy.
Let's see what lap time we can do with Freddie this lap. So, Ricardo does a 1:14.4, Albon does a 1:14.6, Freddie, that's 13.3, okay, that's a bit more encouraging. Felipe a 14.5, oh, he's struggling again. It's dirty, yeah, it's killing us. It really is. "12 laps to go after this one. And look how far ahead Sainz and Perez are already again. Okay, there we go. A bit more pace for Felipe now that he's clear of Zhou. 13.6. Freddie's got more pace for some reason at the moment. I don't understand where Felipe's pace has gone, because Freddie is normally the slower of the two, and he can't all be dirty air. Not now. He's 2 seconds behind almost. There shouldn't be any dirty air now. take another look at Joe's engine. It's down to 2%. It is going to last, but it's going to struggle. I'll have to say I'm very disappointed with our lack of pace on these softs. I mean, we're closing, but I thought we'd have a bigger pace disparity than 1 second over the Williams. Really not good at all. Is Alonso going to pit? Or is he going to stay out? That's about the only real unanswered question, I think. If we want to get anything out of this race, we're going to need another safety car just to close the field back up again. Now that we're back on the lead lap, we'll actually be able to fight right from the off. Unlike the restart there, where we were just stuck behind a crippled car. But even now that we're through, we're not lapping that much faster. We're not going to catch Ricciardo. Well, we might catch Ricciardo, but I think it's unlikely. We are definitely going to catch and pass Albon.
Save fuel, save fuel.
Yeah, copy.
I know we're going to hit that dirty air wall again. Now that we're getting to about a second behind.
Eight more laps, 8 more laps.
Oh, we're so slow in the corners. I'm going to have to burn what little battery I've got left just to get into, make sure I do get into DRS.
Copy.
That's our strongest corner on the entire track. Alright, we're in. But only just, and I've got no battery left. It's going to be harder to get past Albon than I thought. We're definitely not going to get Ricciardo now.
We just need to charge up.
Copy.
Alright. That's a lap's worth of charging. It gives me some battery. It's not a huge amount, but it's something. So we want to use this next DRS zone if we can to try and position ourselves close enough to have a go on the start-finish straight. And I want to try and do that without battery if I can. So I can use the battery to push past. And I didn't get the DRS. Ugh. Alright, I'm going to get it here. Felipe just misses out, I think. Yeah, he did just miss out.
5 more laps. 5 more laps.
Ooh, yellow flag in sector 2. Who's that? It's a McLaren, Mercedes. Sorry, it's
Yellow exit of 6.
It's Russell.
Let's have a look. Now let's look at this. Here's George Russell. And that spin is undoubtedly going to cost them time.
Oh, that's going to cost him loads of points.
And the team had such...
That was 5th place. Sorry, 4th place he was running in. Maybe even 3rd place. Alright, surely this time we're not going to drop out the DRS. No, this time we get it. Alright, we're close this time.
Use energy if you need it. Use energy.
Yeah, copy.
Four more laps. 4 more laps.
Come on, force the issue. There we go, good lad. This is where we struggle though.
That's it.
If we can stay side by side here like this, we'll get the DRS and have a clean line to complete the pass. There we go. We're through. I'm just going to hope he doesn't get back in front of us again.
use energy.
Okay, copy.
You can stop, lift and coast.
Copy.
3 more laps, 3 more laps.
No saving required.
Copy.
We're about as close as you can get.
Two more laps. Two
It's
more
not going to get
laps.
through this corner. I don't really have the battery to push anyway. Vesti took a second out of Ricciardo in that last lap. Could he possibly get on the back of him? Don't think so, not with just 2 laps to go. I mean, it's just for pride at this point. There's no points at stake.
Energy if you need it.
Copy.
Alright, looks like we've got a
Last
line.
lap.
We're going to make the move. Not even going to have to tell him to drive in clean air. He's through the wall. There we go.
Good job.
2.5 seconds the gap. Unless Ricciardo makes a mistake, he's staying ahead.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place. Let's take a closer look. Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin.
Just managing to phase Aston Martin in and out of reality for a moment there.
And Sainz crosses the line first. He's taken the win.
Sainz wins, Perez second, Verstappen third, Leclerc fourth. Great recovery from both Verstappen and Leclerc. Hamilton fifth, Bottas sixth. Russell is down in 11th. Can Russell get points? No, he can't. And that's it, no battery left for Felipe. Freddie crosses the line, he's 2 seconds off the back of Ricciardo. We were too far behind
Check it flag. Check it flag.
to really capitalise on the tyre advantage that we had from that pit stop. Joe does somehow manage to finish the race. Not quite sure how he managed that. Let's have a look at the data view. His engine finished at 2%. He actually managed to complete the Grand Prix. Right. So that's the the change to the drivers' standings, the only real change in terms of position is Bottas moving ahead of Russell after Russell failed to score with that really unfortunate spin, just dropping him off the podium all the way down to 11th place. Leclerc continues to lead the championship, but he does lose a little bit of ground to Max, losing another 2 points. That gap is coming down. It's 25 points now, so a single race win difference between the two now. Sainz, with a nice big haul of points there, does close the gap to Max. There's just 8 points between them now. And Perez also kind of knocking around there. He's not too far off. It's quite close, actually, looking at that. The top four only separated by, what, 65 points? That's not too bad, actually, at this stage of the season. 65 points between the top four drivers. Hamilton picks up another 10 points. He is comfortably in 5th. He's not going to challenge Perez, but he's not going to be challenged by Bottas, I don't think. Behind all of that drama, we've got Alonso with a point closing in on Russell. Pierre Gasly picks up another couple of points for AlphaTauri, just pushing them even further beyond our reach. 6 points for Alpine with Esteban Ocon, and unfortunately Haas do score more points. They are now pretty much out of reach of us, I think. So there's the updated Constructors' Championship. Ferrari actually extend their gap by another 5 points. So they now lead by 57, I think. I think that's 57 points. Mercedes in 3rd, a long way back, but comfortably ahead of Alpine. Alfa Romeo trying to keep the pressure on Alpine. They actually closed the gap by a point, but it's not much. AlphaTauri now up to 50 points, way beyond what we could possibly hope to achieve. And Haas, who for so long we were actually scrapping with, have just started going on a bit of a tear these last few races. They're up to 26 points now. There's no way we can catch them back up. We are still in a fight with McLaren, just 2 points between us again at the end of this Grand Prix. Can we actually get back past them? Well, we're going to need to actually score points for that to happen, and that's becoming harder and harder. Not a bad race for our drivers. Impressive result for Freddie. Same for Felipe. They couldn't really do a huge amount with the machinery that they had, but what they did do, they did well. They chipped in with some decent points. You know, it's good growth for them. Hopefully we'll get another development point for them both soon. I do think we've got a new regulation boat, haven't we? Yes, we have. Let's have a look. New ATR period starting today as well. What is the change for financial regulations? Let's have a look. So it wants to increase the amount of money that the winners get and decrease the amount of money that 9th through 5th get. We are going to vote against that change. We want the extra money. We don't want to lose, you know, money from our sort of range of the prize pool there. I think our front wing research project finishes tomorrow. Let's have a look. Yes, 1 day to go. Underfloor in 4 days. So we will deal with this tonight before we end the stream. There is the front wing project done. So we can now start working on a new front wing. Let me have a quick look, actually, at car part development, just to see what kind of gains we could get with a new front wing with full hours. This would be our second front wing. It'll be our first front wing with hours, because we've done a rear wing with hours, but not a front wing. So putting everything into that, we get a little bit of speed boost. This is before we start messing with the sliders. We would get quite a nice little boost to our downforce levels, and our brake cooling as well would get a nice big bump. That actually looks pretty good. I think we might have to go for this front wing. Let's have a look. Medium and high speed need massive improvement. Brake cooling, I might just leave that there. Airflow sensitivity, do I want to focus on dirty air or clean air performance? Why not both? There we go. If I can take some off the front wing, does that... It doesn't really do anything. I was looking at maybe trying to improve the medium and high speed by sacrificing a little bit of low speed, but it doesn't really do that much. Although it does give the brakes a bit more of a kick. What about if I took a little bit more off the brakes? If I get the brakes to say 60% there, and then take some more off the low speed there. Again, it's not really giving us any extra massive benefit there. I'm going to wait until we get the rear wing, not the rear wing, the underfloor done, and then we'll decide. Because things might change once the underfloor goes on the car, and I really do want to see that first before I start designing the next part. So let me just check as well. Do we have any points? Yes, we do. Excellent. So we really need to work on high speed, so I'm going to have to put the point there. How far away is Andrew Green? He's still weeks away yet. Okay. So there we go. The new underfloor is finished. How big an improvement to our car will this make? Let's have a look. Oh, that is a significant upgrade. That's what we wanted to see. That is exactly what we wanted to see. Big improvements all around there for our downforce. It's even giving us a really good speed boost as well. So now that we have that part fitted on the car, now we can actually see how we can further improve its performance with development. So if we go back to front wing again, once again we're going to bump those hours in. Wow, look at that difference there. That's huge. Okay, so we could afford to sacrifice a little bit of the front wing low speed downforce there because we're getting big gains elsewhere. I could even afford to lose a little bit of brake cooling if I really wanted to. Yeah, that's what we're going to go with. We're going to go with that. That's still going to give us really good brakes, but look at the difference it's going to make to our cornering speeds. That is mighty. And it will improve our speed in terms of top speed and our acceleration as well. So we want 6 engineers on that. That's going to take 50 days. So that would get it for basically the last 2 Grand Prix of the season. So if we were to rush that to get it as quick as we could, I don't like to rush parts, but at this stage in the season we kind of need to. That's looking at 34 days, so we would get that in time for COTA. Okay, so if I can level that out a bit, could I get that for Suzuka? I need to save 6 days. So if I take that up a bit, and take that up a bit, I can get that to 32 days. That's still not enough. I'm only saving 2 days. And I'm going to start hampering the improvements. So we will just go with the initial plan of trying to get it for COTA. That's 33 days. And that will even give us time to actually develop a couple of those at normal development pace as well, so we don't have to emergency develop a ton of them. That will be helpful. So that is it. That is the final part that we'll be adding onto the car this year. Everything else now, research for next season. We need to make sure we've got a good car for next year, but we still need to have a chance to fight for points where we can this season, which is why I am making this front wing. We will have this for Singapore, I think. Or will we? Actually, no, we won't, will we? Because Singapore's after Monza. Well, at least we've got the underfloor for Singapore. So that will hopefully do us a power good there. That's a race where we've got a chance, a real chance of maybe getting some points. Like we did in Canada and Baku. So now we've got 2 slots available to do some research for next season. Technical regulations are going to be a 10% change to everything next season. We do desperately need to make sure that we get an underfloor research project done. We're going to go for maximum gains on every single slider, because every single slider is getting a 10% reduction. That will be done on December the 31st. That's perfect. So 1 engineer on that. And with just 1 engineer, that will maximize the amount of expertise we can get. That's absolutely perfect. Right, research project number 2. We haven't done a rear wing yet. We have done a front wing. That's the only one we've researched, actually. Oh no, we did side pods as well, didn't we? So let's look at a rear wing. We're going to have 3 engineers available to do this part. So what I might do... Let's see, how long would this take? 67 days. Let me see what would happen if I were to reduce the number of engineers on the front wing. If I were to take that down, this is our target window. I could actually go and take 3 more engineers off, and that would leave me 6 engineers to work to work on that rear wing project, which would then give me space to work on more research after the rear wing's done. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to take those extra engineers off Also, by increasing the duration of the project, it does mean we are earning an extra 8 days worth of expertise on that project. So that will also help us in the long run. So we can now go ahead and research the rear wing. With 6 engineers to speed that project up. It means we won't get as much development improvement as we would potentially like, but more importantly, it frees up more time for us to do additional research projects for next year's car once this one goes through. And that is probably a little bit more important than a slightly stronger rear wing next season. Being able to get a slightly weaker rear wing, but also get an additional part on top. That's freed up about a month of development time or research time, and we can easily squeeze in a suspension or a chassis into that period. So that is where we sit right now, and this is where our car sits on the grid right now going into Monza. Suddenly our acceleration is looking very good, our low speed cornering is looking very exciting again, our high speed cornering is actually in single digits in terms of where we are on the grid rankings, which is awesome. That underfloor has changed a lot of things for us. Our DRS performance is still not great, 19th in DRS acceleration. That is something we are going to have to try and work on next season. There's nothing really we can do about it this year, but with that front wing coming as well, the end of our season, we could finish strong. We could get more points, and we could reclaim 8th place in the championship. It's going to be a tough fight with McLaren. That's what their car's looking at, right now. They're not bringing an update to Monza, so we've got a definite performance advantage over them. Have we got a driver advantage? No, we don't. Have we got enough advantage in the car to overcome that? I hope so. But more importantly, have we got enough of an advantage with the car to overcome the driver deficit against the other teams that are going to be fighting to get into the top 10? That is more of an unknown, and we'll find out tomorrow. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more F1 challenge mode tomorrow. Bye for now.